Hi guys, welcome back to the program. We have this Hyundai i30. Customer called me, said, hey, I need my wheel bearing replaced because it's making a whole bunch of noise, so can you replace it? But before we do that, we'll go for a spin, test drive, see if it's actually making noise, and then make sure we're changing the right bearing to solve the correct problem. All right, let's go for a drive. You can definitely hear something coming from the rear left. There is a shitload of road noise coming from somewhere. Rear left, perhaps. We'll have to have a better look. But it's definitely making a shitload of noise, but let's dig in and see what's going on. So when checking for wheel bearings, especially on the rear, many of the same things apply that you do for the front, but because there's no steering element, this, that, the other, you don't really have to worry too much about which way you test it. So example would be, see, that's so solid. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, that's solid too. Maybe at certain speeds, but let's give it a spin. You might hear it, that's just the brake pads touching. Oh my God, check the fuck, am I? Whoa. I found the problem. It ain't a wheel bearing. Holy shit. Looking up on camera, can you guys see what I'm seeing? Look at the massive high spot there on this tire. Flat spot, high spot, flat spot. Like this is the high, the flat, the high, the flat. This car don't need. You can even see the wheel falling incorrectly. Like it's rotating horribly because of the weight distribution. Perhaps this will give you guys a better view, but you see flat, high, flat. Look there, we're almost down to the belts. Look at that. This is so out of round, it's not funny. 37th week of 2022. So only around 3 years old. So it's one of those ones where, I mean, what brand of tire is this? Never heard of them. It's a quick point on why you should, if you can, everyone's in different financial situations, I totally understand. If you can, spend a bit of cash on tires because this can happen, and these are on the rear. Because the customer has a different tire on the rear right of the car, which is a Maximus. So, but it looks way better. It's wearing a lot more evenly. He's got a different one up the front too. These front ones look new. So yeah, he's had the fronts done. These are a very budget tire, but they're brand new. Look, 2025. Bit of a shame really the tire guys didn't pick it up when they do the front, because I would have thought they would have had a look. But another point I'll make is this, it's no exaggeration to say that sort of deformity in the rubber can literally lead to a highway explosion. It's going to get hot, it's going to explode, it's running low on tread, the air pressure is probably totally wrong. God forbid someone puts in 45 PSI. So glad we caught it, and I can now tell the customer, put the cash for the wheel bearing towards the tires. But the video doesn't end here because I have to change the engine oil and the filter on this vehicle, do a little bit of a check over, because at the end of the day, if that is what's on the vehicle, we want to make sure it's safe for the customer. Anyway, as you guys know, if I'm going to be changing the oil in this thing, Penrite, Ryco, fully synthetic, provide the best quality parts, so then the car has the highest chance of longevity and reliability. Obviously, if a customer provides whatever they want, I'll throw it in, but that's just the way I operate. And I think the only bearing that needs to be changed on this is this idler pulley. This was making quite a bit of racket when I started it up. But anyway, let's change the oil. know you're thinking, Andrew, you're on the grass. Doesn't that suck? No. What sucks is spilling black diesel oil on white concrete and having to clean it. Best oil filter location ever. Don't rattle gun these in or out. I mean, you could probably rattle it out, but I don't. Oh, because these can break. I hate these oil filter housings. I wish they were a alloy or something like this, but hate's a strong word. I don't hate them. It's just a little bit annoying, you know. Checking the oil filter. No bits of metal. We good. It's got two O-rings on here. One here, so let's change them. I have been told many times I'm quite pedantic about how I go about these oil filters and oil and stuff, because I like to keep everything super clean, but I've never had an issue doing it that way. So they give you the new O-ring. They give you, well, there's two O-rings. They give you a sump washer, but take them out one at a time. So I'll do the big guy first. Take him off. From there, top little O-ring. Top O-ring on, throw this guy back in. Put it up hand tight a little bit first, so then you know the threads are actually biting correctly. And then you can go tighten it down. So now it's bottomed out. What do? It's tight. Now I'm just going to do quarter turn. Done, that's it. It ain't going to leak. If it does, tighten it up more, or that seal is pinched, but you'll be right. Alright, done. Let's throw this sump plug back in. Funnel in. Reckons it takes 5.2 litres. This is a 6 litre bottle, so we should be covered. Or maybe 5.3. Who knows? We'll check the dipstick. Definitely needs a bit more. I just realized I had the car jacked up. So it is just bang on overfilled, but it will go down once I fire it up. So people always reckon you gotta fill the oil filter up with oil. I don't really ever do that, because I found it's not really made a difference. What about these cartridge filters? You can't fill them up straight away, so go figure. Alright, she's dropped just a touch under full, throw a bit extra in, and we are good to go. A bit of a gripe I have actually is Nulon don't give you this service sticker. Nulon, if you ever watch this, which you probably won't, chuck a service sticker on it, man. That's literally the reason why I don't buy it sometimes. And you guys have awesome deals. Just my 2 cents. Alright, now that that's done, we have to just check everything else out in terms of air filter, top up all the fluids, might loosen that belt off, check the pulley to make sure it's actually forked, and then give the keys back to the dude. Coolant's a little low. Air filter, it's looking a bit average. The customer threw another one in, or I'll come back. Whatever he wants, but chucking an air filter in ain't rocket science, man. As you just saw, and as most of you watching already know. Unless it's on a Suzuki Swift, then they can be a bitch. So other than that, I'll have another little walk around, take it for a spin, make sure everything is feeling sweet. But yeah, that idler pulley bearing is a bit noisy, but better to have that done than a wheel bearing, I suppose. A lot cheaper. Again, he wanted me to do the wheel bearing and just chuck some oil in the car. but obviously I'm going to look around, have a look at the brakes. I've already checked, the brakes are sweet. You guys saw I took it for a spin before, so it's one of those situations where at the end of the day, get those rear tires done. I'm going to recommend both. No point mucking around just changing one and waiting for it to happen again. So get both changed. It's been serviced. Check out that pulley on the actual engine. Make sure you're going to book in at some point to get that done, because if it starts getting really loud, well, it could fail, and that sucks. And it does drive the water pump, so you want to make sure that's done. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, share, subscribe, check out the other stuff. If you want to get in contact with me, hit up this page here. Check out the link down below. I sell some stuff that you might be interested in buying. I personally ship it to you, because you'll see the terrible Australia Post Express handwriting. Other than that, another short video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.